Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So yeah, Bitcoin on the 4-hour. Yesterday morning we were looking pretty good. We were price action was populating above this basically support zone, looking like we were gonna try and break out this pennant to the upside. Obviously it was the weekend, so we were kind of expecting any move upwards to potentially then be faded by Sunday evening, by to this evening, when the CME is open. But yeah, it looks like we did fade that move, and then and some extra as well. So realistically, what we have got going on here is, well, first and foremost, we obviously lost the underside of the pennant, and also the underside of this support zone. So that pretty much triggered a move down. I mean, if we extend this level along, this is our support 55k. We'll do the little shift trick. Yeah, as it stands at the moment, looks like we pretty much hit that bang on. So yeah, that is all to be expected so far with this move, and basically a bounce off this level, because obviously 55 to 56 is basically, that's $1,000 bounce. So yeah, obviously we're gonna have to see what happens with this in real time. But yeah, it does look like we are basically just in for more sideways price action, which is kind of generally what I've been looking for in this range. It was looking pretty convincingly like a pennant above this support level. Well, it was a pennant, and it was basically it was a bull flag above this support level. So, and with stochastics looking good, so it was looking quite convincingly like it could break to the upside. But obviously it is the weekend, and we know that weekend price action isn't the most reliable price action. So realistically, we look for basically a sideways stroke reversion to the mean. So yeah, that does basically mean that I would expect this to probably get supported here, bounce back into this resistance zone, and then decide what it wants to do. But basically, firstly, I would potentially expect this to bounce back up into the 58k region. And then basically we're back exactly where we started, and there you go. We could then also potentially look at an adjusted trend line starting to be put in, but we won't draw it as yet because we don't really know that this is the low. But we could actually start to draw potentially a trend line like this. Maybe this will start to form a sorts of ascending triangle if we do keep hitting 60k as a nice round number top side of the ascending triangle, and then yeah, potentially we can use that to break to the upside. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to draw that on yet because this clearly isn't the end. This isn't confirmed as the end of this price action down here, but very, very likely. I don't want to say very likely, but in my mind, it is quite likely we are just having a bit of a stop hunt below over the weekend, when things were potentially looking bullish. Apart from it was the weekend, and yeah, we will find our way back to back to where we started the weekend, around 58k, and then decide where we are going to go from there. That would be my guess. Obviously, I mean, it's pretty simple. To obviously know when that will be wrong. If we take out this low of this candle, which incidentally is a support level anyway, then yeah, next target, basically the 52k area. Let's see if I can straighten this out. Yeah, next target would be this 52k zone, and yeah, and then potentially a bounce there. This would be a level that we definitely would really want to hold. And then yeah, then like I said, all we're realistically doing is sort of trading sideways within a wider range. And yeah, that wouldn't look too bad. I think we have been saying basically 52k to 62k, this wider range, just basically price action being held between here for a bit of time. So there you go. But yeah, not too much else to say over this weekend price action, other than we were basically just trading levels. This is sort of a swing failure, a bump and run, a move to the closed above, as you can see here. Tried to make a bit of a move to the upside. It clear indecision candle here on the 4-hour, indicating that we basically weren't decided whether we did want to push on to the upside. Didn't actually take out the high of this candle, and as such, got a slam back through the lower support and downwards. So that is all pretty textbook swing failure action, and it probably was. It probably was more predictable with it being the weekend. Basically. So yeah, obviously in a bull market you can't really liquidate many longs. The evil market manipulators will be looking to you can't really liquidate shorts, because there aren't many shorts in a bull market. So the evil market manipulators will be looking to liquidate longs. So obviously this is part of basically a play to try and liquidate some longs. So thus far though, literally just tested our 55k. Nice bounce off it so far. If you want to also look to the midpoint, if this is indeed the low, the midpoint of this level, of this little range here, basically is around the 58k. So that is always a good place to back test when you get a move down. Reject there, we're coming lower. Take out of that level, we're going higher. It does also coincide with our support, now resistance. It coincides with our zone of importance anyway. So yeah, I mean it is a pretty clear picture of basically levels that we're looking for. Take out this level, we're looking at 52. Take out take out the 58k and close above there. We're just looking at basically a move back to the high 60k. Could then we be printing an ascending triangle potentially? But yeah. So over to Ethereum. How is Ethereum coping with this little bit of a sell-off against Bitcoin? Not getting hit quite as hard as Bitcoin. Obviously, it appears they're trying to liquidate Bitcoin longs as opposed to Ethereum longs. So yeah, Ethereum moving up, which is relatively positive to see. I mean, it's literally just one small iteration of price action, but hey, nothing to get too excited. But yeah, at least we're not losing this horizontal. At least we're not coming lower. So nice to see a 0.031 handle on Ethereum as opposed to that 0.030 that we've been having. The USD one is obviously going to be coming down with Bitcoin, but as you can see, we are still encapsulated with our range, and we can just see further confirmation of the reason why we like horizontals, why we like these channels, because what happened there? Because they tend to work out. So at present we are basically tested. Well, look, if you just see we've tested, you can see we're bouncing around in this. Also with a nice 4-hour 9, rejection with the 4-hour 9, and then test the bottom. So are we going to get supported here and come back up? Maybe. If we lose this level, then yeah, we're looking down to the next level. So literally just a game of levels. Bitcoin dominance on the 4-hour, as you can see, yeah, it's not doing much. I mean, I probably will. I kind of look at this out of a relative habit, but I may have to just not bother, because this pretty much is the main one for me. If this does basically collapse, then yeah, the Bitcoin dominance is probably going to go up a lot. And if this basically comes up, if this basically does start to make a move to the upside, a good reversal of this move down, then yeah, the Bitcoin dominance is going to definitely hit in the mid-50s percentage wise. So let's look at those stochastics that were basically looking oh so bullish the other day, apart from potentially the daily that hadn't turned back over. So yeah, 4-hour, I mean, yeah, you can see 4-hour did look to turn back up, but obviously subsequently got rejected. 10-hour, if it wants to load, yeah, 10 hours turned back down as well, as you can see now. 12-hour has also just turned back down, and daily was looking to turn back up, but obviously this is more slower moving. But yeah, Daily is still pointing down, looking to try and turn back up. 2-day turn down, 3-day looking like it wants to turn down, 5-day looking like it wants to down, weekly looking like it wants to turn down. So yeah, based on that stochastic read, obviously X off the daily, and then obviously the rest of them are looking like we are potentially looking to basically play out some sideways to down, which yeah, sideways to down in the medium term. So I would potentially be looking at, obviously with it being the weekend, and obviously with those stochastics obviously been heavily influenced by this move down here now. That won't feed through to the most efficacious read of the stochastics, but that stochastic read is not looking too good. But what I would basically say is let's wait till CME's open, major markets open, see if we get back to 58k and see if we get back above, in which case we can kind of just look at this as literally just a stop hunt. A bit of erroneous weekend price action, and then just business as usual, looking potentially good for a move up to the upside after basically just printing a higher low. But yeah, we are not out of the woods yet. We are still only basically just over halfway through this actual 4-hour candle. Nothing to say we can't get a continuation down. But I don't think that is the likely scenario. I think the most likely scenario for me is to get back up to 58 and then we'll make a decision from there. But that decision could easily be we're going to get rejected, turn back down. We're going to have the forward check, back check, and then a pay check to the downside to around 52k. Or we could basically get back to 58k and break back above. But my only real view is that we are potentially going to get back to 58k. So yes, yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. So hope you guys are having a great weekend. I did just want to quickly have a look at the weekly, to look for a level where we really basically have to think about the whole macro, this whole macro bull run being over, and I mean, looking at this on a weekly, I think it pretty much has to be like the lows of these candles, lows of these two, well, the low of this candle here, just pretty much tie in with this high here. So yeah, about 43,000. So it's probably just good to have in our mind's eye on the weekly time frame what would indicate basically the end of this run. So yeah, I think basically at present, this is just the level really that would look at about 43,000. Yeah, lose 43,000 and we will, it pretty much could be, that would be whatever the high was prior to that would be the high. Maybe we get a bit of a bounce off around the 43,000 before we fully properly take it out, but I think we would have to be looking at basically the macro bull run being over. But anyway, that is not to say the macro bull run's over at all. I'm just saying just that is the current level we should really probably be watching on the weekly time frame, on the higher term time frame, for a potential actual reverse of the macro trend, and then we just go into a continuous bear market probably for 6 months or so until we find a bottom. So not that I want to end it on a negative note. It's just information that we need to have, that we need to know. I mean, you can clearly see this is looking more bullish. I mean, the trend is your friend until the end. We're looking like we are basically going to break onwards and upwards and carry this move to the upwards. But yeah, just like I said, and then obviously at some point we'll be able to have a higher level of basically the end of the bull market. So this 43k level will probably end up being a higher level. So yeah, just something to bear in mind. Oh, finally we'll look at this. No, we won't look at that. We'll look at this. Yeah, this obviously took a short trade. You can see took the short trade there. We came down. This basically indicated long. I mean, we did get the move up, a bounce and the move up again before basically coming back down, actually testing the actual the actual super trend line before bouncing off that. But we have now broken this super trend line. So it did basically indicate a short this time about 57k, and obviously, as you know, we came $2,000 down. So yeah, another good trade off the super trend indicator. So yeah, there you go, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys later.